with strike 3. Ty, give you an opportunity. Wasatch used to be big-time rivals with Uintah back in the 90s. Moments in history between Wasatch and Uintah.
Last year coaching, and Wasatch was in a play-in game for the state tournament, and they were taking on Uintah High School. They were tied for the last spot, and it was a good game. Uintah had a pretty competitive team, but Wasatch ended up being victorious in that game, and that's one that comes to recent memory for me.
6-4-3 double play as Bridger Shaw is going to get a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop flips it to the second baseman, and Wasatch is retired. So after the leadoff single, Wasatch ends up going out with 3 ABs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. It's 0-0. And we'll go ahead and keep it here. We didn't have a chance to do our Dairy King pregame show. We'll go ahead and keep it here for the first inning stretch. The Dairy King, since 1946, has been serving your family for 4 generations to create a fun-filled atmosphere where quality food and family can come together. That moment in history brought to you by the Gordon Law Group, your full-service local law firm practicing in all areas of the law. They take pride in saying, yeah, we do that. Let's jump over to our Doria's Dental Keys to the Game, brought to you by Doria's Dental, who offers no surprises of dental treatment with Dr. Dorius and Dr. Proctor. Let Doria's Dental make your mouth smile. Learn more at doriasdental.com.
Ty, this might be a little bit of an unusual key that I want to go to, but Wasatch, this has been a long week for the Was. They came down on Tuesday, had a lot of underclassmen games. They've been doing a lot here, and so you're now looking at Saturday afternoon. These guys haven't been sleeping in their own beds all week, and it's been a long week. And so I'm wondering what they've got left in the tank here, and you're going to need to dig down deep and find a little extra energy, a little extra motivation here in this one. You're coming off a tough 6-0 loss against Provo, and so I think the best way to phrase that is, to me, I'm going to look to my seniors. I need to look to my playmakers to go out and get something done. I think Carter Bucad did a great job to get things going. Had a really competitive first at bat to lead off the game. Got a single up the middle, and you need your guys that are on the senior line to lead the way for these younger guys that are probably getting a little tired towards the end of the week. So looking around the diamond, you've got Bucad who's going to be on the mound. He needs to set that tone for you a little bit. You're going to have Burdette out there in center field, Tyler. Bassett out in left field. You've got these guys that need to step up for you, and I feel like that's the key to the game tonight is senior leadership, bring the energy, and
consumer loans. Visit our friendly Heber branch at 620 West 100 South, and together we'll build relationships that last. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Ty, takes around the diamond for Wasatch's starting lineup today.
Yeah, Ty, I already kind of told you on the mound we're going to have Carter Bucad. He'll be throwing to Dahl behind the dish for this one. Evans is going to be at first base for the Was, and then freshman Braxton Fowler will be getting the start at second base as Shaw has moved over to shortstop with Bucad on the mound here. At third base will be Grant Mahoney. In left field, but not hitting, is going to be Bassett.
Ground ball up the middle to Bridger Shaw. Bridger Shaw fields it cleanly, throws it across the diamond for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that'll be a good start to help the pitch count stay low on that, Tyler. See if you can get maybe a 3-pitch inning. That'd be even better than those immaculate innings we were talking about in the first game. Finishing around the diamond here, Tyler, in center field will be Zach Burdette, and then in right field will be Blake Sweat. And that is your starting defense for Wasatch. DHing will be senior Garrett Christensen.
Pitch is low and inside for ball 1. First ball of the game for Carter Bucad. 1-0 the count. The hitter, the center fielder, Colton. Uintah still a 4A program. Wasatch playing at the 5A classification level.
I believe Provo has moved down to 4A too, Tyler.
Yeah, so all 4A
schools.
All 4A opponents this weekend. Ridgeline, Cedar City, Provo, and now Uintah. 2-0 now the count here to Colton. That one misses low. 3-0 now the count.
That does matter a little bit too, Tyler, the 4A programs versus 5A, because they actually deduct on the RPI when you play multiple lower division teams. And so even if you get a win against Uintah, it wouldn't count as a full win percentage on the RPI. I think it bumps it down to 0.75 win percentage. And so that does matter a little bit, what you're saying here about playing all 4A teams.
Fills up the count at full after that fouled off ball off the leg of Colton. So full count, 3-2. This will wrap up the first weekend of play for the Wasatch High School varsity team. We'll be back down in St. George next weekend, playing at Desert Hills in that tournament. Full count, 1 out. Boo-Boo into the windup. The pitch. Gets that one for a backwards K. First Wasatch physical therapy strikeout of the game for Carter Bucod, and Wasatch has 2 batters up and 2 away. Uintah, 2 batters up, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Wasatch went down in order 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the first. After Carter Bucod did single, he did get out on a double play later on in the inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Hardy. Carter gets him on an off speed, swing and a miss for strike 1.
Ty, when he got that last strikeout, you referred to him as Boo Boo, and I think most of our faithful listeners, maybe watching on the YouTube stream, probably know Carter goes by that nickname. But for those listening on the radio, you maybe just threw him for a loop there. You might need to explain the background of that nickname.
So when Chase Roberts was hired as the offensive coordinator back when Carter was a sophomore, he just from day one started to call Carter Boo Boo. And so that name's kind of stuck.
Off of Bucod, right?
Yeah,
like just with
Bucod,
shorten Bucod and just call them Boo Boo there.
And it's just stuck with him ever since then, and so that's where that nickname comes in. 0-2 after another foul ball here from Hardy. Wasatch trying to look for a goose egg inning here to get things started in the bottom of the first. 0-2 count. Carter shakes a couple of times and delivers. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. 1-2 now the count.
Coach Jacobson really likes that he had Carter available for this game, Tyler, because Carter's one of the best strike throwers that Wasatch has. So it's nice in your 4th game when a lot of teams are going to the bullpen to just have a guy that you can put up there on the mound and know you're going to get some reliable strike throwing to keep you in the ball game.
Gets another foul ball on the off speed, moves count to 1-2.
Ty, I really blew it, speaking of foul balls. I don't know if you earlier before we came on the air, right before actually, a little delayed getting on the air because of this situation. We had a high foul ball from Bucod coming right down on the dugout where we were sitting. Didn't even have to move out of the chair, but I was holding a bag of chips at the same time, and I tried to catch it, and I blew it, dropped. Everyone in the stands was oohing and awing because they heard it hit my hand like it hurt, and just feeling embarrassed now.
Tries to quick pitch on that one. It's a good barrel to the right field side, but Blake Sweat's able to settle underneath it. Gets the grab, and Wasatch has a 1-2-3 goose egg inning. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be back at the top of the second.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process. And it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Timberline Ace.
0-0 as we go into the top out and a double play to end that inning. Garrett will take ball 1 to get this at bat started. 1-0 the count. Rios into the windup, delivers the 1-0. This one swung on. It's going to be a ground ball. And that gets by down the third base line. Second hit of the season for Christensen. And Wasatch once again has the leadoff guy on for the second straight inning.
Nice job for Garrett. He's one of those seniors I was talking about in the keys to the game, Tyler. Got 4 in the lineup in this game for Wasatch right now. And you want them to give you energy. And so far, the seniors that have come into the box, Tyler, have delivered. Carter Bucod, 1 for 1. And now Garrett Christensen, 1 for 1.
He's going to bring up Grant Mahoney, 5 for 8 on this weekend to start off this season. He's by far been Wasatch's most consistent hitter. He's going to swing on this one. Another barrel deep to left field, left center field. Left center fielder's going to settle underneath it and make the grab, and Wasatch will have one away.
Ty, it's a good barrel, but just watching Coach Jacobson here, he's frustrated that Grant missed the sign. He had a bunt down on that one and wanted to get Christensen over to second base. And so Grant's getting a little bit of a coachable learning moment on his way back into the dugout as Coach Jacobson's talking about making sure we don't miss signs here in the future.
It's going to bring it's going to bring Zach Burdett up to the bat. 1 for 9 on the season is Burdett. He'll take ball 1. He's played a great center field this weekend for Wasatch. Struggled a little bit in the box. Currently up 1-0. Working out of the stretch is Rios. That one's in the dirt again. Christensen thinks about taking off. Not able to do so. He'll scamper back to the bag. Pretty good job there from the catcher today for Uintah is going to be Benson. He'll be due up to start at the bottom half of the second inning. 2-0 the count here to Burdett. 3-4 hole wide open over there to the right-hand side. The 2-0. That one misses low and away. 3-0 the count. On deck is Micah Dahl. The 3-0. That one's in there for a strike. Moves the count to 3-1.
If you haven't been able to follow all weekend with us here, Ty, this is the fourth game for Wasatch. Started off against Ridgeline in a tough one. Tyler lost 11-1, but were able to bounce back and get a nice win in game number 2 yesterday. And seeing if they can repeat a similar type of experience today after falling 6-0 in game 1 to Provo. Game 2 right now, Wasatch trying to set the tone and bounce back here as they take on Uintah.
Rios throws an off speed on 3-1 and gets Burdett to chase it, so that moves the count to full with one away. Rios comes set. Christensen, decent lead over at first base, couple of looks, delivers the payoff. Fastball is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop once again. 6 over to the second baseman, not in time. Burdett able to scamper down that line quickly, but the fielder's choice ground out puts 2 outs up on the board for Wasatch. It's going to bring up Micah Dahl, still looking for his first hit this season, 0 for 7 to start off the year. On deck will be Riker Evans and then the freshman Braxton Fowler.
Ty, we haven't seen Wasatch put many runners in motion all weekend long, but I'd expect some action here from Burdett at some point during this at-bat if you get deep enough into it.
Good lead there from Burdett. He's able to get back on the pickoff move from Rios. First move we've seen over to first base from him today. Decent move. Dahl wearing number 19 steps into the box. Again, Wasatch wearing their all-gray pin uniforms. He went in a black top, white pant. Runner's going to go. Burdett straight still. Throw is in time. And Uintah once again is able to get out of the inning 1, 2, 3. And Wasatch has no runs in on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's 0-0 as we go into the bottom of the second.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasp Sports.
Napa know-how.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Beat.
Bottom of the second brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop.
Ty, first inning returns on Bucquad on the mound. Very good. 13-pitch inning. Threw a lot of strikes. Didn't give up a hit. And looking like he's going to have enough to keep Wasatch in this game. Wasatch just needs to get the bats going, Tyler. They're 2 losses on the year so far. 1 run and no runs. It's hard to stay in any games when the bats aren't going like that here. The one game they were able to pick up the win on, they got 3 quick runs in the first inning. Took a lot of pressure off of the pitcher. So you'd like to see Wasatch get a hold here, get out of this inning without giving up some runs. And then you need the bats to respond here earlier than later.
Strike one here to the catcher, Benson. Rios is on deck, the pitcher, and then Massey, first baseman, will be in the hole. 0-1 the count here to Benson, and his fastball's in there for a strike. Second pitch of the at-bat, an off speed. Gets Benson chasing. 0-2 now the count on the swing and a miss.
That was looked to me like a predetermined swing, Tyler, as that pitch was low coming out of the hand and it was a breaking pitch. But Benson was going no matter what anyway. Carter had him fooled.
The 0-2. And Carter gets that one's going to be fouled off. Went back with the fastball. Behind it, was able to get a piece. Keeps the count at 0-2. Guys, this is our third season. Start with football, then broadcast basketball and wrestling, and then we move on to baseball and lacrosse here in the spring. It's also March Madness time. This ball is going to be yanked foul into the bullpen down the left side, so it keeps the count at 0-2. But it brings up the conversation. Best time of year for sports. You got baseball kicking off here. You got, I believe, the Dodgers, right, traveling to Korea for some preseason games there. And then you got opening day coming up here shortly. Opening day for Wasatch baseball this weekend, and then Selection Sunday tomorrow. Where does this land for you as for the best sports times?
This is a pretty fun week, isn't it? With baseball and then your March Madness that gets going. That's a lot of fun. NBA, usually you've got to push for the postseason going on at this point. This is a great time for sports, Tyler, but can you compete with college football? I mean, college football is a huge draw in itself. I'll tell you what, college football, I think, is about 3 or 4 years away from moving away from its luster, though, Tyler.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the second Wasatch Physical Therapy strikeout for Carter Bucad. That one's swinging, and Wasatch has one away here in the bottom of the second.
The rumblings already are you're on your way to just 2 major conferences between the Big Ten and the SEC. And I think when you do that, how exciting is the fall going to be for the whole western United States, outside of those that will be in California with SC, UCLA, and then Oregon and Washington on the coast. I mean, you're going to remove half the country from caring about college football getting going there. So I think it's tough to compete, to answer your question, with this time of year. It's hard to beat with opening day baseball.
0-1 the count to Rios. Swing and a miss. Moves the count to 0-2 to Rios. Again, Rios, the pitcher today, has done a good job so far. 6 batters faced, 6 batters retired. So here's my next follow-up question. You got March Madness. We all love March Madness. How many college basketball games have you actually watched this season going into March Madness next week? Check swing, holds back.
I don't think I've watched a full game. I've watched pieces. I tried to follow the
how
a little bit.
How confident are you going into your bracket selection tomorrow?
I feel like, you do the best in your bracket when you don't know anything about what's going on, Tyler. March Madness gets so crazy that probably got a better chance this year to get a few right as I do when I think I know what I'm talking about. What about yourself?
2-2. I've watched a little bit of basketball. I've gotten into some Big 12 basketball. 2-2 the count here to Rios. Goes with the off speed. Not able to land it off the outside part of the plate.
What do you make of that, Ty? That conference is so competitive.
Is it? I'm curious because BYU was not good in the West Coast Conference. Now they're 5th best in the Big 12. Everybody seems to like the Big 12. I'm afraid they might.
I think you got a little SEC football situation going on there. Where they only play each other.
They might get a little bit overranked, possibly. But do you like the parity? I mean, you saw Tennessee get beat in the quarterfinals. They're a top 5 team. Houston's looked good in the Big 12. They're in the finals. But you saw a lot of teams that are ranked in the top 10 get beat once again this week. Do you like that going into March Madness? This is going to be a ground ball to the 5-6 hole. Graham Mahoney can't field it clean. And Uintah has their first base runner of the day on an error by the third baseman.
That's pretty good range from Mahoney, Tyler. He went a long ways over to get that ball, and that's your only shot to get that runner out. Bucad would have been able to cover and knock it down.
Shaw,
excuse me. Yeah, would have been over and get that and knock it down, Ty, but wouldn't have had a chance to make that throw. As getting down the line quickly was Rios. In fact, that's one to note in the future, Tyler. He was moving quickly down the line, so any ball on the ground on the infield, your infielders want to take note and get rid of that quickly.
It's going to be Massey who's going to come up to the plate now for Uintah. Again, Rios, who's the pitcher. They're going to go ahead and let him swing. This is a ground ball at the middle. Shaw's going to step on the bag, throw it across the diamond. A 6-3 double play, and Wasatch gets out of the inning. No runs on, no hits, 1 error. Nobody left on base, and we are through 2 innings. And both teams gone down in order. 6 batters faced, 6 batters out. We're going into the top of the third. 0-0 the score.
Hi, this is Kendall Crittenden, Wasatch County Council member and a member of the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know that kids are at a greater risk of experimenting with alcohol and drugs between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m.? Many parents are still at work this time of day. Check in with your kids. Find out where your kids will be, who they'll be with, and what they will be doing. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition.
Attention painters and homeowners. Premium Kelly Moore paint is now available at your neighborhood Wasatch Back Paint and Floor. That's right, Wasatch Back Paint and Floor is the official authorized Kelly Moore Paints outlet. You can now get premium Kelly Moore paints at your Heber Wasatch Back Paint and Floor. You'll love their high quality, long-lasting finishes for any home paint project. So if you're painting a single room, refreshing your front door, or doing a full repaint of your home, Wasatch Back Paint and Floor is the place to go for fine Kelly Moore paints. Stop by today. And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the third, brought to you by Physical at the Pit Stop. Do you sometimes feel dizzy or unstable? If so, Physical has good news. Falls are preventable. Call Physical at 435-654-5607 for a free fall risk assessment. Let's see how you can improve your balance and regain your freedom. It'll be Micah Dahl, Riker Evans, and Braxton Fowler to lead it off here in the top of the third for Wasatch. 0-0 the score on the Heber Appliance scoreboard.
Ty, it's been a really good start to the game for Carter Bucad, both offensively and defensively. He's got a single to start off the game. He's 1 for 1, and he's faced the minimum number of hitters on the mound, 6. Hasn't given up a hit, throwing 75% strikes.
Micah Dahl's going to elevate this one to the left center field, and Micah has his first hit of the year. It'll be a single to the left center field gap, and Wasatch is in business with yet again the leadoff base runner on base.
2 strikeouts as well, I might add, to go with Carter Bucad. But this is a bigger one here, Tyler. You get the leadoff guy on. Now you mean business. Dahl also the catcher. He's going to allow Bradshaw to come in and run, and we know Bradshaw's got some great speed as the courtesy runner. A real weapon for Wasatch to bring him in. And so you're looking here. You want Evans to get down this bunt here. I'd expect that there's some kind of bunt happening. Although I will tell you, Evans can handle the bat to the right side of the field too, Tyler. He's a hit-and-run candidate in this scenario as well, but I'd expect a bunt to be on here.
Bradshaw has a huge lead over at first base. There's the pickoff move. He's able to get back in time. It's been an interesting retire this side. Wasatch, again, has only had 6 going into this inning. It only put 6 batters up because of a leadoff single and then a double play, a leadoff single, and then Wasatch was able to, or got picked off stealing second. A little bit of action here on the first pitch. Evans squared. That ball went into the dirt. Bradshaw gets a great jump, and he's going to swipe second base, our first Gravity Coalition stolen base. And Wasatch has a duck on the pond with nobody out.
Yeah, really good read from Jacob there, Tyler. Getting down to second. Now I keep the bunt on, see if you can get him over to third with less than 2 outs, and you're really in business.
Evans tries to go more of a drag bunt look. It's going to move the count to 1-1 as he's not able to get a piece. Bradshaw will scamper back to second base. 1-1 the count, nobody out.
So we saw Evans do this yesterday, Tyler, where he had a near-perfect drag bunt, just barely slipped foul at the end. And then on the next play, he squared around and gave up a good sacrificing and got down a good bunt. Like to see him do that here.
He's going to square early, scoots up to the front of the box. Rios pauses, and that one's elevated to the third base side. It's going to go foul, and that's going to move the count to 1-2. Off the bat, that looked like he had a chance to get over the third baseman's head. That's how hard that came off the bat.
Yeah, that's a great barrel for Riker on that one. Really squared that up. Ty squared just a little early, and I think it got its timing out of play. The pitcher also seeing it was able to elevate the fastball.
Does get a ground ball to the pitcher. Bradshaw gets a great jump and go ahead and scampers over to third base. So gets the sacrifice swing. And the negative of that, Ty, is that goes against your average. If you get the bunt down, that doesn't go against your average. But a good piece of hitting there with 2 outs.
It was a good. That's what I was going to say. Is we love talking about the averages, and you and I as much as anyone, here on the broadcast. But that's just as effective. It gets the job done there, moving the runner over, and so the average really doesn't mean anything.
Great play here from the third baseman, but he bobbles the throw. Braxton Fowler had a pretty good shot at the third baseman. The third baseman dove, made the play, then stood up to throw out Bradshaw at home, but it bobbles it, and Wasatch is able to get a run in. How are you gonna score that one?
I was just going to ask you, Tyler. That's a sharply hit ball, and I think you've got a fielder's choice there.
Fielder's choice.
And I think
E3 or E5. I mean,
I think I want to give it a single, Tyler. I don't know.
Let's do it. Let's give him his first single of his career. Give him an RBI. Braxton Fowler gets the RBI, and Wasatch takes the 1-0 lead here in the top of the third with the physical at the pit stop run.
You know, thinking our way through that, that's probably a generous single, Tyler. I mean, if he stands up and makes that throw, but you can't assume that out's going to be made at home anyway. And so probably the most accurate way to score that is your fielder's choice with just nobody getting out.
Bunt laid down from Carter Bucad, so with 2 outs, Fowler's going to advance to second base. They're going to give Blake Sweat a chance with the duck on the pond here with 2 outs. Wasatch trying to get one more across. Kind of a weird sacrifice bunt there. Went right off the plate, and the catcher jumped out of his stance, was able to field it in fair territory, but Fowler's still able to advance. Big swing and a miss here from Blake Sweaty. It seems like he had a hard time finding it in that first at bat. 3 swings and misses in that first one for the strikeout. Oh, 1 the count here to Sweat. That one's low and away for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. One, 2-way. Fowler at second base. Freshman. First at bat was able to single to get that run in. 1-1. Another big swing and a miss from Sweat. Sweat had a nice double yesterday. Came into today's game 2 for 6 on the year. Now 2 for 7 and is down 1-2. Rios trying to battle out. Wasatch able to manufacture a good run there with some good base running and some small ball. The 1-2. Goes back to that off speed just below the knees for ball 2. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Fowler, pretty good lead out of second base, trying to score on a hit through the infield. Instead, it's going to get away from the catcher. Fowler's going to take third base throw. Not in time. And Wasatch has a runner on third now with a full count. It's going to earn a Mirror Lake Station trip to the mound from the catcher. Wasatch trying to add to that 1-0 lead. Might be an early key here, Ty, is Wasatch getting a lead. Yesterday, fell behind, not able to really get runs on the board. Got a lead in the second game, and just seemed to be a little bit more confident team.
You're spot on with that, Tyler. I think it relaxes your defense. Your pitchers are able to throw a little bit more confidently. Getting an early lead in the game can make a big difference, especially with the younger team experience-wise, like Wasatch is.
It's a full count here to Blake. Working out of the stretch still is Rios. The payoff. Elevates it. That one's going to go back to the backstop. Not a good jump from Fowler. It's not a deep backstop here at Snow Canyon. There's a baseball question for you, Ty. Do you like the backstop that's deep, that no matter what you get to take it? Or do you like when you got to hustle a little bit in order to get that extra bag like the Snow Canyon?
I think this one's perfect, Tyler. And it makes you learn the game of baseball a little bit better, right? If you're a base runner, you've got to anticipate, you've got to stay engaged, you've got to stay locked in. I think it just makes for better baseball than just giving an automatic one. Really, all that does is it punishes the catcher if the catcher can't keep the ball in front. But a shorter backstop like this makes it more of a pure game all the way around.
1-0 the count. It's going to bring Bridger Shaw up to the plate. I think you should be punished if that ball gets to the butt.
That sounds like a guy that wasn't playing catcher, doesn't it?
1-0 the count. That one misses outside.
You brought up earlier,
2-0.
About these pitchers that Wasatch has had that were being a guy and then strike guy out being a guy. I think you're being very harsh on those catchers that have a tough job in high school.
I was
sometimes
very spoiled with the catchers that I got to play behind in high school. 2-0 the count with 2 away. Runners on the corners. Blake Sweat at first. Braxton Fowler at third base. Bridger comes in 1 for 7 on the air, hit into a 6-4-3 double play in his first at bat. Rio sets, takes a couple of looks, delivers. Shaw, big swing on the 2-0. Got a piece of it, goes into the catcher's mitt. 2-1 now the count.
That's what you would call a zone 1 swing there, Tyler, where talk to hitters sometimes about in certain counts you can have bigger swings than others, right? A 2-strike count, you're going to choke up, get in, and try to be in play. 2-0 count, that's a me swing. If you get a ball right in your zone 1, you can let it go, and Bridger certainly was looking at putting that one out of the yard on that swing.
That one a little bit more elevated on the fastball. Bridger gets another piece of it, and that's going to move the count to 2-2. So two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Garrett Christensen on deck, singled in his first at bat down the third baseline. The 2-2. Blake, a big lead over first base, forces Rios to step off.
This is a good motion pitch, if you ask me, Tyler, to put someone in motion, because it's a good chance for a breaking pitch if you're a pitcher before you go full. Or if he comes back fastball, you know Bridger's going to have to be competitive and put this in play, and it can work like a hit and run.
Bridger's going to step out of the box. Rios taking his time.
But I think
mound.
Rios is doing a good job with that same concept here, Tyler. He's mixing up his timing. He's not making it as easy for Blake to get a good jump. And you don't want to be running into a sure out on a bad jump with a runner standing on third base and faller. So nice job from Rios, though, to counter what's a good situation to run.
The 2-2 runner stays. Ball is in the dirt, but they'll stay. But the other thought, Ty, is now you get the head start either way with the full count pitch.
Yeah, and so there's two ways to look at it. But I think that pitch there is a good example of why I like it as a run. One is often you'll get balls in the dirt. And you're not going to have a catcher put one in the dirt and then stand up and try to throw a guy out at second with a runner at third, because your chances of getting him out are not likely, and then you're going to push a run across. But just a lot of different philosophies you can go with.
Runner's going to get a head start with the full count. The pitch gets the outside corner for strike 3, and Wasatch is retired as they are able to score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and Wasatch takes the 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the third.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Bottom of the third brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. Ty, you mentioned college football and going to 2 conferences and how you're not a huge fan of that. How about the 14-team playoff that they're going to and just already expanding what was going to be an expansion?
I don't like it yet, Tyler. I think you wait to see how the 12-team playoff works. And I think 12 might already be a little bit too much, just given the landscape of college football.
Isn't that interesting?
It's just
I think that's the feel for everybody. We love March Madness so much, but we don't want it in college football, right? You don't want those brackets.
It's just a totally different. It's a totally different scenario, right? Football only plays once a week. Basketball, you can get away with 3 or 4 games in a week if you really need to.
0-2 the count here to the second baseman, Kay. Carter's been good. 6 batters faced, 6 batters out so far in the game today. One runner did reach base on an error, but then was later hit into a double play. The 0-2, that one gets away from Dahl. 1-2 now the count.
Well, I want to come back. I won't harp on this too long, but why? You asked how many college basketball games have you watched, and none all the way through, right? But college basketball regular season games don't mean as much, and you can still get excited for March Madness because, there's a great pitch from Carter.
Nice off-speed pitch and another backwards K. His third physical at the pit stop strikeout, and Wasatch has one away here in the bottom of the third.
I just think one of the reasons people get locked into March Madness is every game matters all of a sudden, right? And that's exciting. You get these Cinderella upsets, and you're going to start taking away from college football that every game won't matter. As you keep expanding this playoff, I think that is the draw to college football, is every week is a big deal. And we're getting ready to go away from that the way they're building in. I think you're just going to lose a nice little luster that college football has.
Funk's going to come up, the right fielder for Uintah. He'll take a strike one, now take ball one. 1-1 the count with one away here in the bottom of the third.
Ty, we got to be careful not to get too lost in those conversations because Carter Bucott is humming right now. He's having himself a great game. Coming back to explain how that's going. He's 2 1/3 innings into this thing, 3 strikeouts. Great efficiency on the mound as far as balls and strikes. He's got 35 pitches 23 of the 35 have been strikes.
The 2-1 is elevated just a little bit to 3-1. Missed just at the bottom of the count on the or bottom of the zone on the last one. Misses just above it there. 3-1 now the count here to Funk. Back into a rhythm, gets the strike there, fills up the count at 3-2. The payoff pitch. Goes with the off-speed curveball, and Funk's able to foul that one off, and we'll reset at 3-2. Such a luxury to feel like you can go to that pitch, right, in hitters' counts to be able to throw the curveball for a strike.
It's kind of a surprising place to throw that there, too, Tyler, on the count that he had with the number 8 hitter up. You think challenge with the fastball, but shows you he's got a lot of confidence in that off-speed pitch.
Goes back to the fastball on the next one, and that one bounces in there for his first walk of the game here in the bottom of the third. Brings up the number 9 hitter, second baseman, Mansfield. Mansfield in on the right-hand side of the box. Okay lead over at first base. This is going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Mahoney fields it clean, throws it to Fowler. Fowler to first. Is it scooped? It is scooped, but it's not in time as Mansfield's able to beat out the throw from second base. Wasatch does get the lead runner, and there's now 2 away.
Good play there from Mahoney, Tyler. Got that clean, put a throw right on the chest of Fowler. Fowler did a good job of coming across the bag to receive that quickly, Tyler, and a nice quick release. And to finish it off, an excellent pick from Evans, but just too good a speed getting down the line from Mansfield.
It's going to bring us up to the top of the order to Sheffield, who grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat. Bucad will miss low and away for ball 1. Going to taking their time, getting back into the box, looking at the wristbands. Bucad comes set out of the stretch. Delivers, runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw from Dahl is in time, and Wasatch has their first throw him out at second base. And Wasatch once again has retired 3 batters. We'll lead it off in the top of the the bottom of the fourth for Uintah at the top of the order. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's 1-0 as we move into the top of the fourth.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no-pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S.
Hey there, Heber City. Are you tired of dings, dents, and scrapes ruining the beauty of your beloved vehicle? Look no further than Robards Collision, the ultimate destination for all your auto body needs. At Robards Collision, they've been offering top-notch collision repairs and outstanding customer service. Their team of expert technicians is passionate about bringing your car back to its original glory, no matter the size of damage. Their state-of-the-art facility is equipped with cutting-edge technology, ensuring precise and accurate repairs. They handle it all with precision and care.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Mike Adal throws out the runner going to second base to end the bottom of the third. That brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. Leading it off for the Wasps will be Garrett Christensen here in the top of the fourth. 2 for 4 on the year. Then Grant Mahoney, who's 5 for 9 on the year, and Zach Burdette is in the hole. Garrett singled down the third base side in his first at bat. Now has a count of 1-1. Fields working out of the windup. Wasatch has been able to get the leadoff guy on in heat of the first 3 innings. Christensen elevates this one to center field. Could be a can of corn catch for the center fielder who settles underneath it, makes the play, and Wasatch has their leadoff guy retired for the first time in the ballgame today.
Take a quick pause here, Tyler. If you're just joining us here on the air, Wasatch has had a pretty good game to start. 4 hits on the game. That's spread across 4 different hitters. Tyler Bucad, Christensen, Dahl, and Fowler all with hits. And Carter Bucad humming on the mound. No hits given up through 3 innings. Has 3 strikeouts. He's retired all 9 batters that he's faced. Or Wasatch has retired all 9 batters that they faced. 1 came by way of walk and throwing him out on the last one. But it's been a good start to this game for the Wasps.
Mahoney's going to swing at this one. He's going to elevate it to center field as well. Center fielder settles underneath it, makes the grab. 2 batters up, 2 batters with flyouts to center field. And that's going to bring up the center fielder for Wasatch, Zach Burdett. Grounded out to a fielder's choice in the second inning to the shortstop. Now 1 for 10 on the year. Seeing both Rios and Bucad as he misses for ball 1 here to Burdett, who mix up their windup. Is that something as a pitching coach you would talk to your pitchers about? Is that something that gave you as a hitter fits? Little drag bunt here with 2 away. Pitcher's going to field it clean, but Burdett is going to be safe down the line. That ball's going to ricochet and come back in play, so Burdett not able to go down to first base. I think he's safe either way. We'll give him the infield single, and Wasatch extends the inning with the 2-out base hit.
Yeah, that's definitely a single, Tyler. He's going to beat that one out, put a lot of pressure on Rios to make a throw, nearly caused an error to give him some extra bags. You know, Ty, that's a question, though, pitching strategy of mixing up your windup. It's definitely something with your more advanced pitchers that you have conversations with, because you can mix up the timings and the rhythms of hitters. You can do it in a variety of ways, quick pitches, slide steps versus high kicks. There's just different ways you can go about it. But I wouldn't mess a whole lot around with it with younger pitchers.
Connor Johnson was somebody that Wasatch recently used that effectively his senior year. Would mix up his cadence, if you will, and I thought he did a decent job of keeping hitters off balance. Mike Adal's going to swing at the first pitch and foul it off. 0-1 the count here with Burdett at first base. Decent lead for Burdett. Does not go on this pitch. And Rios is able to get a fastball by Dahl. 0-2 now the count.
Dahl having himself a nice game, Tyler. Behind the dish, already caught one guy stealing. Has a single in his first at bat.
Yeah, and he gets a run score. The hitter. This one's going to be laced to the left center field gap. Left fielder takes a little bit to get it into the bag. Burdett's going to try to go from first to third. Does go from first to third. That allows Dahl to advance to second base. And Dahl gets another single. He's 2 for 2 today. And Wasatch has runners on second and third with 2 outs.
Good 2-strike approach there, Tyler, from Dahl. Been very good today for Wasatch, making an early play for the Bank of Utah player of the game. Got one stealing already. 2 for 2 at the plate. But I'm going to be a little picky here, Ty, with Zach on that drag bunt, which did a great job to extend the inning. He's now giving Wasatch an opportunity. That overthrow, it was kind of 50-50. Should he go take a chance to get to second or not? And if you do, now all of a sudden you have a run scoring on a single, whereas the analytics of baseball tell you you're still not in that big of a threat if you're Uintah, because it takes 3 singles in a row to get a run, and that's just not as likely to happen. But Evans has a chance to do it right now for Wasatch.
Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. He grounded out to the pitcher that moved Bradshaw over to over to third base, and then Bradshaw ended up scoring on the RBI single from Fowler right after that. 1 for 5 on the year is Evans. Again, he's got runners on second and third with 2 outs. Another swing and a miss on a ball down in the zone, and it's 0-2 now the count. Evans steps into the box. Wasatch extended the inning with an infield single on a drag bunt, and then a 2-strike base hit from Dahl. The 0-2. That one misses high for ball 1. One, 2 the count. Freshman Fowler on deck. Rios comes set. The 1-2. That one's elevated right up the middle. It's going to be a base knock. Bradshaw's going to try to score from second. Center fielder comes up with the throw. It's not going to be in time, and Wasatch takes the 3-0 lead on the 2-out, 2 RBI base knock from the senior Riker Evans.
Love it. Big time 2-out knock there from Evans. Tyler, that's how you win games. You got to get hits with runners in scoring position and with 2 outs. And Wasatch defying the analytical odds, Tyler. Single, single, single with 2 outs, and now they've got 2 runs on the board. But a great job from Burdett, Tyler, to stretch on the previous hit to go from first to third on a hard ball hit to left field. That's not a traditional ball you'll take first to third, but in doing so, he was able to help get Dahl advanced to second on the throw, which picks up an extra run.
It's going to bring up Braxton Fowler. He'll take ball 1, 1-0 the count with 2 away. Ty, we used to give out little awards, and some of those awards that we felt like were momentum shifters were bottom of the lineup coming through, 2 out base hits, 2 strike base hits. Wasatch doing all of that in this inning with 2 outs. They had the first 2 batters get out, single, 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 and 2 of those singles coming with 2 strikes. Wasatch getting it done to extend the inning. 1-1 the count here to the freshman Fowler with Evans on first base. Wasatch with the 3-0 lead.
It's the right approach, too, Tyler. Evans wasn't trying to do too much with the bat with 2 strikes on.
Ooh, they get him on the check swing, so that's going to make the count 1-2.
That one was pretty close, Tyler, but I'll tell you what, the pendulum may be swinging back to Wasatch. They've gotten a couple that haven't been called against them that felt like maybe were check swings, and that one maybe wasn't, but went against Wasatch from Fowler.
Swing and a miss, and Fowler will go down swinging, but Wasatch able to score 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 is left on base. They take the 3-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th.
Melissa here again with ARC. Have you heard we are a locally owned and operated company? We have created new affordable housing solutions for the Valley, as well as creating amazing custom spaces out of repurposed shipping containers. We build mobile offices, commercial spaces, pools, spas. The possibilities are endless when you choose ARC. Get $1,000 off any office purchase until the end of February. We are located at 375 West, 910 South in Heber. Check out our website at spacesbyarc.com.
Unlock your potential at Bonnie Joseph Academy here in Heber. Explore the art of barbering, basic aesthetic, cosmetology, master aesthetic, and nail technician programs. Visit bonniejosephacademy.edu to enroll today. Financial aid is available for qualifying students, and we offer flexible distant education options. Transform your passion into a rewarding career with Bonnie Joseph Academy, where beauty meets expertise.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the 4th brought to you by Heber Appliance. When you're down to your final out and your fridge goes out, turn your drop the ball into a touch them all at Heber Appliance. Increase your at-home satisfaction with Heber Appliance Furniture and Mattress. Also our sponsors of our scoreboard, where Wasatch currently leads 3-0, trying to bounce back from a 6-0 loss to Provo in Game 1 of their doubleheader today, and currently lead 3-0 as we go into the bottom of the 4th. Carter Bucat has faced 9 batters and has retired 9 batters. Has given up a couple of base runners today, 1 on an error and 1 on a walk, but Wasatch able to turn a double play and catch the runner stealing, and so Uintah has been retired. Brings us to the top of the order. Sheffield, the left fielder, is going to swing and a miss. Then Colton on deck, and then Hardy will be in the hole. 1-1 the count after missing low and away. This one's going to be elevated to shallow left field. Bassett having to run a long ways. This is a tough one. Can't come up with it. Bounces off his glove. And he's limp. It looked like I don't know if he rolled his ankle, maybe going around the bag, but the base runner will stop at first base. Tough play there from Bassett. Ty, what are you going to rule that one there?
It's definitely an error there, Tyler. That ball's, he's under it, and it's on the glove, and that's a catch you got to make. I'm not so sure he didn't get spooked by Shaw, who was coming in hard for that ball as well. Bridger covered a lot of grass to get out close to that, but I don't know if it was a late call from Bassett or what happened if Bridger didn't hear him. Probably needed Shaw to peel off a little earlier for Bassett to have some confidence. I think he just kind of was peeking down a little bit, Tyler, trying to make sure he didn't run into Bridger and drop that ball. But that ball that high in the air, you'd expect to have the runner on second base, Tyler, but because of the wounded wheel coming out of the box here from Sheffield, he's there at first base and at least minimize damage on the air. It is something to keep your eye on, though, Tyler. Sheffield, the leadoff hitter, and normally your leadoff hitters do have a little bit more speed, a little more wheels there on the base pass, but if you've got a rolled ankle or some other issue going on over there, it might take the run game out of play. Coming up and see if you can get some guys in the scoring position. So, Ty, we got a second here. Let me kind of back up and reset this. On the game right now, Wasatch with 7 hits on the game. That's led to 3 runs for the Wasps. Uintah, no hits on the day. Only have had a couple base runners. Tyler Bucad did have a walk in the last inning, but Wasatch was able to catch that runner stealing. And then here Sheffield finds his way on by way of error. So Wasatch has a couple errors on the day that have led to a few base runners, but overall, Bucad has been just really efficient and effective on the mound at shutting down this offensive attack from Uintah.
Not sure, maybe Carter's having a little bit of some arm things happening here. Garrett Christensen now coming out as well. This is a Mirror Lake Station trip to the mound. Mirror Lake Station is your one-stop shop for gas, groceries, and goodies, not to mention they're winners of Best in State Donuts. They've grown to love their Chevron family and appreciate your support. Stop on in to Mirror Lake Station up in Camas. Yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and pull Carter here. He kind of motioned over to the dugout and hoping the arm's okay. Wasatch is going to go to Hafen, it looks like. Is that who's coming in from the bullpen, Ty?
Yeah, it looks like Hafen's going to get the call, and that's tough. Carter had a great day here. 3 innings pitched, no hits given up, 3 strikeouts on the day. Really, really effective start here for Wasatch and Carter Bucad. But you need him for a lot more than just this one game this season, and so Coach Jacobson's going to try to protect him, maybe from himself, get him off the mound there and preserve that arm.
Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, it'll be Colton Hafen on the mound trying to hold the 3-0 lead.
Chad here from Mountain West Trailers. Celebrating 20 years in business, we know you value strength and reliability. Whether it's for work or play, our dump and equipment trailers are built to last. Enclosed cargo trailers for business and fun, or open utility trailers for everything in between. With expert sales, parts, and service, we've got you covered. Mountain West Trailers is always right behind you. Visit us at mountainwesttrailer.com or stop by at 1470 South Highway 40 here in Heber.
Are you ready for lunch? Well, the Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best foods with friends and family in the Valley and have been the winner of Best of State for 19 years. They've recently been named the official Best of Utah for their milkshakes. You've got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot, or you can try a turkey breast sandwich that tickles the taste buds. They've proudly been serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process. And it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
On the mound now for Wasatch is Colton Hafen. Ty, you talked about the immaculate inning earlier in our broadcast. How about the one-pitch save that Hafen had yesterday? He came in. Wasatch was in need of one final out against Cedar City in order to secure that victory, and Hafen came in through one pitch, and that was it. He was able to get out of it.
That's what you want, Tyler. That's as good as it gets. Pitchers love strikeouts, but as a coach, you love just the minimum number of pitches. And Hafen, one pitch, one out, one save.
Goes up the zone here, puts in the strike. That's going to be a foul ball for strike one. Nobody out, runner on first. Carter Bucad's going to go to second base. And let's see, Fowler, who was at second base, is going to go to right field. Blake Sweat is going to go to left field, and Bassett will come out of the game.
That one pitch save, though, does lead to a funny scenario, Tyler, where he pitched yesterday. So now his pitch count, you only allow a total of 75 pitches between 2 days. So you can't throw 110 pitches between 2 days as you would be allowed on just the day that you're starting. So had Hafen started today, he would have 110 pitches available to him. Since he threw that one pitch yesterday, he's only got 74 pitches that he can throw today. Which, asking him to go 4 innings here, Tyler, that might be a number that you're looking at if you try to have him go the distance.
It's an 0-2 count. Goes to the off-speed. It's going to be a ground ball to Bridger. Bridger to Bucad. Bucad over to first. Ask him a lot, right? You just came out because your arm's a little sore and then try to fire it across the diamond. Does get the fielder's choice, and Wasatch will have one away.
Ty, we're all kinds of conversations going on here, but I think you're right. I want to come back to that from Carter. You can see that arm's hurting him a little bit, Ty. That one, he got it over there on target, but definitely was floating over, and just got to watch out and make sure he doesn't do anything that hurts that arm over the course of the season here. You'd rather not push the issue.
Hafen does get the ground ball out, so one away here in the bottom of the fourth. That one goes high and in for ball one. That's the first ball Haven has thrown in his outings here at Wasatch.
Yeah, he's been good in the very limited stuff that we've seen from him, Tyler. Faced 2 batters, gotten a couple really quick outs, been all around the zone. You and I were both talking, felt like he's got a little bit more of a live arm this year, too. Getting some pretty good velocity on it. Only a junior for Wasatch.
1-0, looks like a little off speed, misses above the belt for ball 2. 2-0 the count.
Now I'm not super familiar with Hafen's off-speed pitch here, Tyler. We just haven't seen him throw enough. But that pitch there, if it was any indicator, it's still a work in progress. And if you're coming in relief, you kind of have to figure out the best times to throw those, because if you go to it too often and it's not a sharp pitch, you're going to quickly give away to the other team that they can just sit on the fastball. A strategy that I always like to go with, Ty, is you just challenge with the fastball
until they beat you.
Until they beat you a time or two on that, and then you can start showing those other pitches. But if you right away show it when you don't need to, and it's not a plus pitch, the other team's going to spit on that one and then just sit dead red on fastball, and it actually gives the advantage to the hitters.
Runner's going to go. Dahl's going to try to throw it to first instead. It's going to go into center field. Burdett is able to come up with it, so they'll keep the runner at second base. Good anticipation still from Sheffield. And now Uintah, for the first time today, has a runner on second base. Full count here with 1 away. And Uintah threatening really for the first time here in the bottom of the fourth. Hafen still working out of the stretch. Number 3 hitter Hardy up, lined out to right field in his last at bat. That's where Fowler is playing right now. The payoff. Swung on, elevated to shallow center field. Shaw going over, settles underneath it. Now Bukad, now Shaw. Shaw comes up with the catch. And Wasatch gets their second out of the inning.
That was an interesting sequence there for a moment, Tyler, because your priority order, I want to come back to the priorities. Your center fielder's got priority over everyone on fly balls. When they come in and the center fielder calls it, everyone has to peel off. Then your left and right field have next priority, and then your shortstop has the next priority on that. Carter Bukad is your traditional shortstop, right? And Shaw's usually second base, but Shaw playing shortstop today and playing very well, I might add. Bridger is at shortstop. But Carter kind of had that shortstop mentality where even though that ball was fading over to Bridger's side, Carter was going to get that thing. And there was a little bit of a audible battle between those two of who's going to take that. And Carter peeled off at the end and let Bridger have that. But almost like Carter forgot he was playing second base for a minute. He was just going to get everything.
Catcher Benson up. He's going to swing and a miss at strike 1. Now take ball 1. So 1-1 the count with 2 away. Wasatch trying to keep the goose egg on the board. Runner on second base is the first runner that's been on second base in the ball game today for Uintah. Benson's going to step out of the box and we'll reset. One the count. Hafen sets. Takes one look, delivers, goes back to, it looks like an off speed, misses, I think a little low, a little inside. 2-1 now the count.
Yeah, your indicator you can look for there, Tyler, is how the catcher receives that ball. And that one did look okay to the eyes, but when you watch how Dahl received that ball is outside of his left leg and receiving it kind of going away from the plate.
Runner's going to go. It's a slow ground ball to the second baseman. Bukad fields it clean, throws it to Evans, and Wasatch gets out of the inning. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 is left on base. It's still 3-0 as we go into the top of the 5th.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Our locally owned Ace stores are committed to helping our neighbors and our communities. And because we're in the neighborhood, we can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Steel, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in-store, curbside, or we'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know how to help. See acehardware.com for details.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Top of the fifth brought to you by Physical at the Pit Stop. Do you sometimes feel dizzy or unstable? If so, Physical at the Pit Stop has good news. Falls are preventable. Give them a call at 435-654-5607 for a free fall risk assessment. Let's see how you can improve your balance and regain your freedom. Top of the order up for Wasatch, Carter Bucad, Blake Sweat, Bridger Shaw will lead it off for Wasatch. Bucad comes into the game today, or into this inning, with a single in his first at bat, a sacrifice bunt in his second. He's now hitting 300 on the year for Wasatch. Three good innings of scoreless baseball, or having to come out. And then I like Hafen on the mound. You mentioned it, just challenge with the fastball. He did throw a couple of off speeds that got Uintah off balance, but he looks good on the mound so far for Wasatch.
Yeah, Ty, it's and good fastball that you can locate is really what you need in high school baseball. It's, if you can get a second and third pitch, that's going to make you more in the great elite level. But if you can locate that fastball, you can get a lot of outs.
Quick pitch fastball in there for a strike here from Rios. Rios has been good as well for Uintah. Wasatch has been able to get 7 hits on the board, including 3 in a row in that last inning with 2 outs to score 2 RBI, to score 2 runs with a 2-out, 2 RBI single from Evans. 1-1 the count now here to Bucad. This is low and away. 2-1 now the count.
In fact, I want to go a name blasting back to the past. 10 years ago, 2014 season. You remember Colton Post?
Yeah.
He, I don't think he threw a breaking pitch all season. And he was more of the relief closer guy. And it helps when you throw 91 like Colton did as well. But all he did was locate that fastball. Inside, outside, up, down. And he had an ERA below 2 over that season because he located the fastball.
2-2 the count as Carter takes strike 2. Rios hesitates for a second, throws this one low and away, fills up the count at full. 3-2 now the count. The count. Bucad back into the dugout again, 1-for-1 with the sacrifice bunt on the game today, trying to get on base to lead off the inning. The payoff, swung on, fouled off, and we'll reset at 3-2. Bucad back ready to go again with the 3-2 count. Nobody away as we start at the top of the fifth. The payoff. Swung on. Carter was ahead of that off speed. It's going to be elevated to shallow left field. Shortstop settles underneath it. Makes the play. 1 away here in the top of the fifth. Going to bring up Blake Sweat. Struck out in his first at bat, but drew the walk in his second at bat. Bridger Shaw ready on the on deck circle. Blake steps in on the right-hand side. Rios ready, continue to work out of the windup. Goes back to the quick pitch. Swing and a miss again from Blake. Blake back in the box. Rios goes back to the quick pitch again. That one's in there for another strike. Moves the count to 0-2. Blake down to an 0-2 count. Goes back to another quick pitch. That one swung and missed, and Blake goes down swinging for the second time today. 2 strikeouts now for Sweat. And that'll bring up Bridger Shaw with 2 away.
That's a tough one to go down swinging on because Rios actually lost his footing, Tyler, and slipped down himself as that ball was delivered. That wasn't really close to the zone. I think you often just want to protect anything that's close, right? And you have in your mind out of the hand. If I like it, if I think it's close enough, I'm going after it. But unfortunately, I think Blake went after a ball there and a bad pitch.
Bridger's going to take the first pitch. That'll be ball 1, 1-0 the count. 2 away in the top of the fifth. Want to remind you that in between innings, we'll be going into our 5th inning stretch brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Give you a summary of where the game's at so far. Bridger's going to swing at the second pitch, going to be elevated to right field. This is going to be a tough play. I think this is down. It is down. Bridger's going to think about going to second, won't. And another 2-out single here for Wasatch out of their 7 hits. that's now 8 hits. 4 of them have come with 2 outs.
Yeah, and the biggest one being Evans getting a 2-out, 2 RBI knock in the top of the 4th inning, Ty. And Wasatch got 3 hits in a row, actually, with 2 outs in that one.
He's going to bring up Garrett Christensen, who singled down the third base side, and his first at bat popped out at the center fielder in his second. Christensen steps into the box. Okay lead for Shaw at first base. Swung on, elevated to the right center field gap. Right fielder going over, center fielder going over, makes the play, and Wasatch is retired. No runs on, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 is left on base. It's still 3-0 as we move into the Guild Mortgage 5th inning stretch. Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage has loan options to fit every situation, from down payment assistance programs for first-time buyers to government-sponsored programs for military family and pro-red.
And Wasatch took a 3-0 lead. And that's how we got to this point, heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. Wasatch in front, 3-0.
Ball 1 here. It's going to be the pitcher Rios to lead off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, inning-by-inning summary brought to you by the Gordon Law Group, your full-service local law firm practicing in all areas of the law. They take pride in saying, yeah, we do that. 1-1 after the foul ball. Ty, you talked about in your pregame show for your Dorius Dental Keys that the seniors needed to step up here. It's been a long week for Wasatch. How do you feel like the seniors have stepped up so far for Wasatch?
Well, Ty, you go to Carter Bucott on the mound, and it can't get much better than what he did. Bucott also 1 for 2 at the plate. He also has a sacrifice bunt, which has helped contribute here for Wasatch. So overall, I feel like the seniors have stepped up a little bit. Garrett Christensen with a base hit himself. Zach Burdett had the drag bunt that got things going. I think you go around, they're all producing.
Evans, the 2 RBI single,
yes,
right?
Yes, excuse me. Yeah, the big 2 RBI single as well for Evans.
Ball's hit over to Bucott at second. Bucott fields it cleanly, throws it across the diamond. I'll tell you what's going to happen to Bucott, Ty, because it happened to me. You move over to second base, and you get some ground balls over there, and you realize how much time you have compared to shortstop. He's not going to want to leave second base. He's already made 3 outs at second base since moving to second base from pitching. He's going to fall in love with that spot. Another nice ground out, and Wasatch has one away here in the bottom of the 5th.
Ty, I'll just tell you selfishly, he's just so good at shortstop that of course you want to keep him there. But it is something that you could realistically consider if you're going to need his arm on the mound in a 3-game series. That perhaps, given how they want to break that down, maybe he throws Friday and you just don't need to worry about that, Tyler, and his arm could rest over the weekend. But if he is going to throw, then he could come back the game after and play second base if his arm's hurting himself a little bit.
This one's going to get a gem. It's going to be a tough play at third base. Mahoney fields it clean, throws it across the diamond in time. Nice play from the junior Mahoney. 2 ground balls, 2 outs here for Wasatch in the bottom of the 5th. I want to remind our listeners, our keys to the game were brought to you by Dorius Dental, who offers no surprises in dental treatment with Dr. Dorius and Dr. Proctor. Let Dorius Dental make your mouth smile. Learn more at DoriusDental.com. Ty, who's been some standout performers that we'd like to recognize here during the 5th inning?
Ty, you're looking at the guy on the mound right now that I feel like is important here. Hafen getting the emergency call in the bullpen, and he's come in and just kept the tone for Wasatch.
Another ground ball. Mahoney fields it clean, throws it across the diamond. A 1-2-3 inning. 3 ground outs for Colton Hafen, 1 to the second baseman, 2 to the third baseman, and Wasatch retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's 3-0 Wasatch going into the top of the 6th.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasp Sports.
Napa know-how.
Hi, this is Kendall Crittenden, Wasatch County Council member and a member of the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know that kids are at a greater risk of experimenting with alcohol and drugs between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m.? Many parents are still at work this time of day. Check in with your kids. Find out where your kids will be, who they'll be with, and what they will be doing. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Top of the sixth action brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. Grant Mahoney will lead it off, and then Zach Burdett and Micah Dahl here in the top of the sixth. Wasatch leading 3-0. Ty, want to wrap up our fifth inning stretch here. Wasatch just made quick work of that. Didn't get all of our things in, but a good spot A standout moment. Grant Mahoney's going to hit a sharp one to the third baseman, fields it clean, throws it across the diamond for one away. Standout moment so far in the game today, brought to you by a good spot A.
Ty, that's another good barrel from Grant. No, he got out on that one, but really good barrel from Mahoney. Well, standout moment has to go to Riker Evans, Tyler. That's the one that'll jump off the page at you right away. It's a 1-0 ball game with 2 outs, runners on second and third. You're in the fourth inning. It's still very much a tight game. Runners have been few and far in between, and Evans came out with the big RBI, 2-out, 2-run RBI there, Tyler. And that's going to be your good spot A moment of the game to this point.
Good spot A is your favorite hometown place to relax and unwind. They offer massage, skin care, nail care, and unique relaxing spa packages. Pick a good spot A to be your spa. Zach Burdett comes up to the plate, grounded into a fielder's choice ground out, and then had a drag bunt and ended up scoring back in the fourth inning. 1-1 the count now to the center fielder. That one's going to bounce about 55 feet down the mound there for ball 2. 2-1 to count.
Rios has had a couple moments with his footing, Tyler, as he's landing. And it's on turf. There's not a hole out there. You know, I think he's just kind of aggressive with his stride, and it's thrown him off his rhythm a couple times.
Swung on here, fouled off. 2-2 the count to Burdett. Talk about pretty fields. Ty Uintah, one of the field's few, I think, in fact, might be the only field in the state of Utah that is completely turfed. Wasatch has a beautiful infield that's turfed. Uintah is 100% turfed out there in Vernal. 2-2 the count, one away. The pitch. That one's too low. Fills up the count at full.
The athletic facilities in Uintah really are impressive. Tyler, they invested a bit of money in that a few years ago, and they've got some great facilities.
The payoff pitch here with one away to Burdett. That one's elevated, and Wasatch has a base runner on. It might be the best base runner Wasatch has. A lot of speed here from Burdett. He did get thrown out trying to steal second base back in the second inning. Wasatch in business here. Micah Dahl's 2 for 2 today. Has scored twice and has hit that left center field gap twice.
Ty, you might be changing my mind. Snow Canyon might have the best field down here. I don't like the high center field batter's eye walls, though, that they have.
Ball's going to get away from the first baseman, but Burdett had to dive back to the bag, so not able to go to second base is Burdett. And so we'll just stay. And still no pitch here to Dahl, who has Evans on deck. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the big center field.
It might be different if it's, like Hurricane has that really tall one in right field.
Right field.
And that one's too tall. It's protecting houses. That's, about 40 feet up, it seems like. But if you did a 20-foot wall down left or right field line, that's a little different. I don't like them when they're in center like the Snow Canyon. It's probably the only thing I don't like about this field. But if I were to give you a pick, the top 5 fields around the state, you got to give me 5 that you like playing on. What would be your 5 best high school fields?
Let me give me a batter. 0-1 the count. He's going to lay down the bunt. It's a good one. Dahl's going to get it down. Sacrifice is easily going to move Burdett over to second. So with 2 outs, Evans will come up to the plate, and Wasatch will have one chance here with two away. Evans already with an two RBI single in this same situation. See if he can come through again. Evans 1 for 2, grounded out to the pitcher that moved the base runner over to third that set up the first run, and then singled up the middle center field that brought in 2 runs in his last at bat. Currently hitting 2 for 6 on the season. Rios comes set with Burdett at second. 2 looks. Burdett, good speed, should be able to score on anything, and that's going to help. Burdett's going to be able to go to third base on a pass ball. Wild pitch, from the pitcher. So runner on third base, and now a base hit for sure is going to score Burdett.
I got a great ricochet off the backstop, though, Tyler, and actually gave Benson, the catcher for Uintah, a chance to make a throw down to third base. But Burdett on the bunt and that pitch there, Tyler, 2 just really good reads right out of the pitcher's hand, and too good of a jump to really have a chance at throwing him out.
1-0 the count here to Evans. Rios shrugs, delivers, and gets a called strike. Moves count to 1-1. I think the number 1 high school field for me is not down south. I would say Kearns High School has the funnest field and funnest atmosphere. Got the stands, kind of the old school scoreboard.
Well, in the field itself, the grass is going to be every bit as good as what you're going to find.
If I remember right, it's like a true diamond, right? They didn't round. It's kind of a straight edge outfield that kind of gives that diamond look. Love Kearns, so that'd be number 1 on my list. 2-1 now the count here to Evans after he takes ball 2. Rios comes set. Evans is set on the right-hand side of the box. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now the count with 2 outs. Deuces.
Might need to carry this over to the bottom half of the inning for you, too. There's some good ones out there, Ty.
I would probably go Dixie as the second one there, Ty. That's a pretty cool setup they have with the stadium seating, and it's a pretty pristine look as well. Would probably be my number 2. 2-2 the count. Rios comes set. Long pause here on the mound, and Evans is going to go ahead and take a step out.
There's a few that might surprise you that aren't nearly as good as you think they should be. Some schools like Corner Canyon and Sky Ridge that spend a lot on football. Those fields are not that desirable over there. You know, a lot of those Salt Lake ones. We were up by Bonneville for lacrosse last week, and that one, not a very good facility, right? And
the 2-2, this one's elevated down the right field line, tailing foul, and we'll reset at 2-2.
But there's a couple in Utah County that I'm surprised you haven't brought up yet.
I like Pleasant Grove.
Yeah,
still.
that's
Pleasant
one I
Grove
thought you probably
nice
throw out there.
I think these are recorded, so I feel like a little hesitant. I feel like Spanish is a little overrated, and I think it comes back to our sophomore year. We played the state tournament at Spanish, and they hadn't mowed the grass in a while. I have some bitter feelings about that. But I like Pleasant Grove's field. I think that one's a very nice field. I'm interested in what you think of the 2-2. That one's elevated, so full count. Murray's field, Lindquist field, down in Murray. It's kind of got that old school.
That's a pretty good field.
Yeah. The field itself maybe isn't necessarily as pristine, but the
facilities
is pretty fun, right?
Yeah, that's a neat venue to play a game as well. Back to Spanish Fork, you're right. It depends on how they mow the grass almost at Spanish Fork. Right?
I like a small.
You don't want
grass.
to play on a field where the grass is so thick the balls can't roll to the wall, and so if you're playing in 3-inch, 4-inch grass, which sometimes has been the case at Spanish Fork, that's a little, but that's a pretty good facility. Spanish Fork has a really nice diamond over there.
Riker is going to earn the walk, so Wasatch will have runners on the corners. That'll reset the count here for Braxton Fowler. He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI and a strikeout in his last at bat. Rios will be working out of the stretch, of course, with the runner on first. Evans, not a lot of speed at first, has an okay lead at first base.
Notice you haven't put Wasatch's field on that list, Tyler.
With the turf, it's pretty filled. Like
I
put
think
that up
it's
there.
incomplete.
It doesn't have the stands of some of these other ones, right? Like we're talking about the field and the environment. The stands.
And let's be
kind of
honest, the wind at Wasatch is kind of a miserable situation from time to time. And Ty, I don't like the transition with the turf at Wasatch. Love the turf on the infield. I just wish the whole field was turfed.
Fowler just misses this one. It's going to be elevated to the first baseman. First baseman settles underneath it, makes the grab, and Wasatch is retired. No runs on no hits. 2 are left on base. No errors from Uintah as well as we go 3-0 into the bottom of the 6th.
Attention painters and homeowners. Premium Kelly Moore paint is now available at your neighborhood Wasatch Back Paint and Floor. That's right, Wasatch Back Paint and Floor is the official authorized Kelly Moore Paints outlet. You can now get premium Kelly Moore paints at your Heber Wasatch Back Paint and Floor. You'll love their high quality, long lasting finishes for any home paint project. So if you're painting a single room, refreshing your front door, or doing a full repaint of your home, Wasatch Back Paint and Floor is the place to go for fine Kelly Moore paints. Stop by today.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the sixth brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. Ooh. What a play there from Fowler. Doesn't come up with the ball, but he ran a long ways. Goes head first into the warning track. I'm not sure Coach Jacobson's okay with his one of his starting
one of his arms over there, right?
I didn't think there was any chance of Fowler coming close to that one. That was a heck of a run there from Fowler in right field.
Ty, the wind's picking up just a little bit, blowing from left to right, and that ball was tailing away. So as long of a run as it was going farther away, and you've got that warning track, and fortunately, and Fowler's got a better angle of this coming in where he was at. The bullpen actually dips in, so the foul line fence goes in. But when he started laying out, I was getting nervous thinking, you're by the fence.
Run into the fence.
But he had space over there in the bullpen that he was okay.
1-1 the count after he misses. This is Funk, who reached by a walk in his first at-bat. Only the second at-bat. He's going to foul this one off down the right side again behind the fastball of Hafen. Moves the count to 1-2.
Ty, as the weekend starts to wrap up, and Fowler just makes that attempt. I kind of want to bring this up. There's been a few questions I feel like that have been answered well this weekend. One of which, what a good pitch from Hafen.
Goes inside with the fastball, gets the backwards K, and Wasatch has one away here in the bottom of the sixth.
In fact, I'm going to go around in no particular order. These are not necessarily one above the other, but how the freshman has played has been really good, Tyler. And let me give you just a few thoughts on that. On the mound, really seemed to understand the game of baseball, advance where a freshman would. Just the way he pitched, handled the game, handled his rhythm, his pace, held runners. It was good. But getting his first bats in this game, there's no intimidation. Stepped into the box. He's been aggressive. He's been in play. And then he's played a variety of positions, right? He's been from second to third base, out into the outfield. He's been on the mound. And he's done a good job. And so I think the freshman's answering some questions for you if he's ready for this level. But then I think you look over at third base and what's going on with Grant Mahoney. Mahoney has been on the barrel all weekend long. Came into this game hitting .667 after 3 games. Bat has cooled down a little bit as far as getting hits, Tyler, but he's still been on the barrel today in this game. Had a sharp hit ball in his last at-bat. And the other question is, well, can he handle it defensively over at third base? Well, as this game's progressed, he's made a few really nice plays over there at the corner, and so that's been good. Bridger Shaw kind of getting his first real long run here in the infield. He got some time last year, but how would he play? This has been, I feel like, his best game of the tournament so far, moving over at shortstop. Played a very nice game over at shortstop today. And so some of these new faces are answering questions. Colton Hafen here on the mound, I think, has been a nice surprise over the course of this weekend, seeing what he's been able to do on the mound. Just some good things happening over the course of this weekend for Wasatch baseball.
Sheffield is not going to be able to hit here, so they're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Dace Pope, number 10, for Uintah. That one at the belt, but a little bit above the belt, moves the count to 1-0. One away, runner on first. Wasatch with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the sixth, trying to move to 2-2 after this opening weekend here in Snow Canyon. Cole Hafen comes set, delivers on a slide step. That one's going to be roped to the 5-6 hole. That's the first hit of the game for the Uintah Utes. It comes in the bottom of the sixth, but Uintah now will bring up the tying run with runners on first and second and one away.
Yeah, wouldn't you know it? It's the guy cold off the bench, pinch hitting, that'll break up the no-hitter in the 6th inning.
It'll bring up the center fielder. Colton struck out looking in his first at bat and then had a fielder's choice ground out in his second bat to the shortstop. Oh, interesting. So they just took him out of the game. So your leadoff guy, you just pinch hit for your leadoff guy and now bringing him back in to run.
That is very interesting, Tyler, that he didn't get the at-bat, but now he's going to run because you'd think it was the ability to run is the reason they pulled him out of the game. Obviously not what we were thinking. Sometimes, but the coach is not the wrong move, right? No. Sometimes you get these hunches, and brought a guy in, and he breaks up the no-hitter, and now you got the tying run coming to the plate.
Ground ball to the shortstop the last time. Colton was up. There's the pitch. It's going to be swung on and fouled off behind us. 0-1, the count.
Ty, I think you're leaving some big omissions from nicest fields.
Here's what I want to do. I want to do a draft next week, and we're going to put out a poll question. You pick 5, I pick 5, and we'll let the listeners decide who has the better 5 ballparks in the state of Utah. Swung on and missed there. Moves the count to 0-2. How about this isn't a high school field, it's a Legion field, but the Helper field down in Helper, Utah. That's a fun,
it's a really cool
kind of the natural type field with the stands there. 0-2 count. The pitch goes with the off speed. Barely gets a piece of it. It's going to be fouled off to Coach Jacobson here in the dugout in front of us, and we'll stay at 0-2.
Ty, there's a few fields like that maybe a lot of people just haven't seen because you don't travel around to Helper too often, right? I'm surprised you haven't brought up Uintah, right? The Uintah field is really good out there in Vernal with their full turf.
Gets a fly ball. This is the shallow left field. Blake Swebb, Bridgershaw both going forward. Bridgershaw makes the play, and that's going to make it 2 away. Nice play from Shaw. Ty, you mentioned that Bridger playing his first game at shortstop here for Wasatch, and he's done a nice job at that shortstop position.
To be honest, he's looked more confident over there at shortstop than I feel like he has at second base, and it might be just the experience over the course of the weekend too. But I feel like Bridger's played a little bit more solid there on the left side than he has on the right side.
2 outs. Tying run at the plate is the number 3 hitter, Hardy. He lined out to right field on a good barrel and then popped out to the shortstop in his last at-bat. Holden's going to miss high, and that's going to bring the count to 1-0. Hardy, the third baseman, good physical ball player here for Uintah. May try to tie this thing up with one swing. The pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Nice off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate. 1-1 now the count.
Yeah, Colton's showing me that what I mentioned earlier about maybe not having an off-speed is inaccurate. That's a pretty good off-speed pitch there that can keep Uintah off balance. Looks like it maybe took him a pitch or two before he was able to work his way down into a comfort level with it. This is a pretty big moment in the game, Tyler. If you want to mark down a good spot, a standout moment in the game, this feels like it right here. You're leading 3-0. 4 outs left for Uintah. Get this one here, you'll take a 3-run lead into the final inning.
1-1 goes with a hard fastball, misses up, moves count to 2-1.
But all of a sudden, I mean, you get a single, they're going to get their first run on the board more than likely, if not multiple runs, depending on where that ball's hit. So this is a big moment in the ball game.
The 2-1 gets him to chase on the off speed, moves the count to 2-2. Gutsy pitch there, he missed with the pitch, but Hardy was looking fastball on the 2-1 count and gets fooled with the off-speed. Moves the count to 2-2. Deuces with 2 away.
The success of that pitch was because of how much he's been around the zone this game.
The 2-2. High leg kick. Delivers. Gets it by him for strike 3. And you mentioned it, Ty. A good spot. A moment of the day. Colden Hafen with runner on second gets the strikeout. And Wasatch keeps the 3-0 lead as we go into the top of the 7th.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank. Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed. conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City, Point S. Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Top of the 7th action brought to you by Heber Appliance. When you're down to your final out and your fridge goes out, turn your drop the ball into a touch 'em all at Heber Appliance. Increase your at-home satisfaction with Heber Appliance furniture and mattress. We also want to remind our listeners that last commercial of Point S Tires is no longer Point S Tires. It is a Big O Tires now in Heber, but the same great people, same great service. How you mentioned you took your car over there recently, and it was just the same awesome experience that you had when it was Point S Tires.
Yeah,
before.
It was quick. It was efficient, Tyler. They just take good care of you over there. Highly recommend Big O.
And Carter Bucad's going to take the first pitch, and that's going to be off the arm. And Rios puts the leadoff guy on. Rios has been good, Ty. How many pitches does he have going into the 7th?
That's 91 on that pitch. So he was 90 pitches through 6 innings. Ty, I want to come back to a thought I just couldn't quite finish with Colton Hafen there. The 2-1 pitch that Hafen threw was not in the zone, and it never was in the zone. But I think what you saw is Hardy had 2 runners on, second and first base, a 2-1 count. It's a fastball count, and he knows Hafen's been around the zone. So he's kind of licking his chops, looking for a fastball. So when I said the success of that pitch was because he's been around the zone, that's what I meant there for Hafen, is that you had a hitter who was anticipating something in the zone, that when that fastball was down and out just a little bit, he was overly aggressive, got him to swing at a bad one, got to 2-2, and Hafen was able to put him away on the very next pitch.
Blake Sweat's had a hard time in the box. It seems like his timing's been off. He's got a couple of strikeouts. He's going to square early here for the sacrifice. Third baseman is all about halfway to the plate, about 40 feet away from Sweat. Sweat can't lay it down. He's going to pop this thing back up to the backstop. Coach Jacobson likes to go slash. Wonder if he's tempted to go with that. Middle infielder did not move, so they're going to keep the first baseman at first base. Bucad's got a good lead here at first base. 0-1 the count here to Sweat. Wasatch trying to add on to that 3-0 here in the final inning. Runner's going to go. Throw is in time, and Bucad is thrown out at second base. I think they took a ball, so that's going to be 1-1 the count. But that leadoff guy is not going to come to fruition.
Well, Ty, I think that one was a hit and run or a slash of some kind. Coach Jacobson pretty upset after that one, yelling, "We got to quit missing signs." It's been about the 6th time today I've seen him over here on third base frustrated about signs being missed, Ty. So something left Carter Bucad hanging out to dry there, whether it was a hit and run or a slash or even a bunt. I doubt it was a bunt because Bucad wouldn't have been stealing straight forward, but something was missed.
2-1 the count now after a couple of balls. The next pitch is also low and away. That moves the count to 3-1. Bridger Shaw on deck, singled to right field in his last at bat. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Again, as mentioned, Sweat 0 for 2, did walk in his second at bat. 3-1 the count. Rios delivers. Fastball, misses inside, and there's a base on balls. So Wasatch back with the base runner on base. And Rios is getting up there, close to that pitch max. Bridger Shaw again 1 for 3. Hit into a double play his first at bat, struck out, and then singled to right field. Got a couple of hits this weekend. He's played a really nice shortstop here in Game 4. Good lead from Blake Sweat over first base. Pickoff move, not in time. Rios comes set. Delivers, first pitch of the at-bat. That one's elevated. Looks a little fatigued. If you're Wasatch, probably you're tempted a little bit to take till you get a strike at this point to get to the bullpen of Uintah. They've got nobody warming up. Not sure what their plan is if Rios can't finish this thing out. 110, is that the max?
And you can finish as long as you start a hitter before 110. So it doesn't have to be exactly at 110.
Swing and a miss, moves the count to 1-1. 1 away.
And this next pitch will be pitch 100. So he's probably got realistically 2 or 3 batters left.
Rios working on another pickoff move. Not in time. Bridger back into the box. Rios takes a peek over at Sweat, who's got a good lead at first base still. slide step delivery. Another fastball up the middle. It's going to be fielded cleanly by the shortstop. Steps on the bag, throws it across the diamond. Another double play, and Wasatch is retired. They're 3 outs away from moving to 2-2 on the year. We'll have the bottom of the 7th with Wasatch leading by 3 after this.
Hey there, Heber City. Are you tired of dings, dents, and scrapes ruining the beauty of your beloved vehicle? Look no further than Robards Collision, the ultimate destination for all your auto body needs. At Robards Collision, they've been offering top-notch collision repairs and outstanding customer service. Their team of expert technicians is passionate about bringing your car back to its original glory, no matter the size of damage. Their state-of-the-art facility is equipped with cutting-edge technology, ensuring precise and accurate repairs. They handle it all with precision and care.
Melissa here again with ARC. Have you heard we are a locally owned and operated company? We have created new affordable housing solutions for the Valley, as well as creating amazing custom spaces out of repurposed shipping containers. We build mobile offices, commercial spaces, pools, spas. The possibilities are endless when you choose ARC. Get $1,000 off any office purchase until the end of February. We are located at 375 West, 910 South in Heber. Check out our website at spacesbyarc.com.
KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
7th brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop. Do you sometimes feel dizzy or unstable? Physical at the Fit Stop has good news. Falls are preventable. Give them a call at 435-654-5607 for a free fall risk assessment. Let's see how you can improve your balance and regain your freedom. 3-0 Wasatch trying to hold on. Hafen gets another ground ball. Backhand side of Grant. Grant fills it cleanly. Throws across the diamond. What a play from Grant Mahoney as he throws deep into the hole in third base and throws the runner out at first.
Wow. You can see confidence growing from Mahoney at third base. That's as tough a play as you're going to make over there, Tyler. Deep in the hole. He's about 15 to 20 feet beyond the bag. It's a long throw. So you're going from first to third base is 127 plus feet, and he's even deeper back there. So you're looking at about 140 feet throw, and he put that one right on a rope and was able to get him just in time.
This one's going to get the umpire in the arm, and he is not happy, Ty. Probably a dead arm. It's going to bring a trip to the mound from Dahl. The trip to the mound once again brought to you by Mirror Lake Station, and the umpire could use a Mirror Lake Station donut right now, Ty. What would you get for him? What's the donut you would get for the umpire to make him feel better after getting hit in the arm like that?
Ty, he needs something a little extra sugary here on this one. He's been kind of grumpy all day over here, kind of arguing with the Wasatch dugout. I get him that loaded peanut butter cup one. You can't be unhappy.
No. Yeah.
With that much sugar, can you? I mean, you're going to go into either a sugar coma or just be happy again because you got so much sweetness going on. That's probably the route I go. Although the strawberries and cream one
that was delightful.
Is pretty good too.
Delightful. He probably doesn't have the time to finish the medium-sized pizza of the raspberry fritter that I love.
Well, and Ty,
but you could give him a slice
fruit to make you happy. No, like you want some comfort food, and you need to go to that peanut butter cup one, I think.
Comes back with the strike there. 1-1 now the count here to the pitcher, Rios. He's been good for you. Went on the mound. He reached on an error by the third baseman in his first at bat. He's going to have a ground ball. This is a tough play up the middle. It's going to be Shaw. Bobbles. Not going to get him in time. That's a tough play. It is the shortstop's ball, but just not able to get. In fact, I don't even know if he would have gotten that even if he fielded it clean. Rios pretty quick down the line. How are you going to rule that, Ty?
That's a single, Ty.
Single.
We talked earlier about Rios' speed. And that he's just going to be a tough out, any ball that's on the ground and play on the infield. So, yeah, I even think clean. Shaw's probably not going to get that one.
Well, Massey's hit into a double play up the middle, and then he grounded out to the third baseman in his two at-bats. He comes up playing first base today for Uintah. It's going to be a tough ground ball to Bucad. Bucad's going to field it on the run, flip it to Evans. 2 away, backdoor throw, not in time to second base. So the runner advances to second, but another nice play from Carter Bucad. And just in general, how about the infield play of Wasatch in the game today? Had one bobble at third base, but besides that, they've been very clean here against Uintah and are now 1 out away from the shutout. Wasatch leading 3-0, and it's going to bring up Kay, the second baseman. Struck out looking and grounded out to the third baseman in his two at-bats. Hafen working out of the stretch. Rios a huge lead at second base. This one's going to be fisted. It's a slow grounder to the pitcher. Hafen fields it cleanly, throws it to first. Wasatch gets the win. 3-0. Great outing there from Colton Hafen. We're going to break down this one on the Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show. Wasatch improves to 2-2 with the 3-0 victory. They put up their first shutout of the season. We'll be back after this.
Unlock your potential at Bonnie Joseph Academy here in Heber. Explore the art of barbering, basic aesthetic, cosmetology, master aesthetic, and nail technician programs. Visit bonniejosephacademy.edu to enroll today. Financial aid is available for qualifying students, and we offer flexible distant education options. Transform your passion into a rewarding career with Bonnie Joseph Academy, where beauty meets expertise.
Chad here from Mountain West Trailers. Celebrating 20 years in business, we know you value strength and reliability. Whether it's for work or play, our dump and equipment trailers are built to last. Enclosed cargo trailers for business and fun, or open utility trailers for everything in between. With expert sales, parts, and service, we've got you covered. Mountain West Trailers is always right behind you. Visit us at mountainwesttrailer.com or stop by at 1470 South Highway 40 here in Heber.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Time for the Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show. As your locally owned Ace Hardware, we are committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers personalized service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience from local experts who know you best. That's Timberline Ace Hardware. Ty, throw it over to you for the Gordon Law Group game summary. Wasatch gets the 3-0 victory.
What a pitching gem from Wasatch here, Ty. They're going to go through the innings rather quickly here for you. Wasatch put 2 goose egg innings on the board in a row. First and second inning went scoreless for Uintah, but Wasatch also was held scoreless in the first couple innings on their side of the offensive side of things as well. But into the third inning, the Wasps were able to get the scoring going, and it was freshman Braxton Fowler that got it going on a single, an infield single that scored Bradshaw, who was courtesy running at the time for Wasatch. Wasatch took a 1-0 lead. Carter Bucad went back out in the third and was able to shut down that inning and get the next 3 hitters out. Then Wasatch responded in the fourth with a nice little 2-out rally, Tyler. Zach Burdett got a 2-out bunt single. Then Dahl got a nice little line drive single to left field. And after Burdett was able to advance from first to third on that single, Dahl actually advanced to second on the throw. And then Riker Evans came up with the good spa day, play of the day, when he got the 2-out single up the middle that scored 2 runs. And that was really all Wasatch would need. That moved their lead to 3-0, and then Colton Hafen came in and took care of the rest. The next 4 innings in relief, Hafen got shutout after shutout after shutout, and Wasatch defeats Uintah 3-0. Ty, a few stats to note here on this. An 88-pitch complete game between Bucad and Hafen combined together. Bucad went 45 pitches, Hafen only 43 pitches. Between the two, they had 5 strikeouts, 1 walk that went to Bucad, and 1 hit by pitch for Hafen. So really the most important number, I think, is in 4 innings of relief from Hafen, 0 base on balls. Did give up 2 hits, and they were later in the game, right? 6th inning, there was a hit. 7th inning, you had an infield single. But the pitching performance between Bucad and Hafen was just outstanding. And offensively, Wasatch really did a good job, Tyler, at the plate. They had 8 hits on the day. Dahl had 2 hits. He was the lone hitter with 2 hits. Bucad had a single. Evans had a 2 RBI single. Christensen with a single. Fowler had a single. Bridger Shaw with a single. And Zach Burdett with a single. And I think, Ty, I want to give the nod to Micah Dahl for our Bank of Utah Offensive Player of the Day, as he got 2 hits in the game. But I think you've got to probably give it a co-offensive player to Riker Evans, who got the big 2-out, 2 RBI knock as well. And so I think that's probably where we need to go with our Bank of Utah Offensive Player of the Game.
Yeah, a lot to break down there. The Gordon Law Group's your full-service local law firm practicing in all areas of law. They take pride in saying, yeah, we do that. Also, you mentioned our Bank of Utah standout performers. Bank of Utah has accounts for everyone, from personal and business checking and savings accounts to mortgage and consumer loans. Visit our friendly Heber branch at 620 West 100 South, and together we'll build relationships that last. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Want to give our key to the win to the pitching staff, Carter Bucad and Colton Hafen, both awesome on the mound. 88-pitch complete game shutout for those two. Dorius Dental offers no surprises of dental treatment. Learn more at DoriusDental.com. And then lastly, the play of the game brought to you by A Good Spa Day, your favorite hometown place to relax and unwind, offering massage, skin care, nail care, and unique relaxing spa packages. Pick A Good Spa Day to be your spa.
Ty, 2 plays I'm going to cheat here. Of course, Riker Evans, the 2 RBI single, I think was the big one there. That kind of broke it open, got Wasatch some breathing room. But Colton Hafen, how about coming up and making that game-ending play? Slow roller, had to come up, make a good athletic play from the pitcher's mound. He did so, threw a strike down there and got the job done. And Wasatch goes to 2-2 on the weekend. Good weekend for Wasatch to start in this new year where you're seeing a lot of new faces.
5 broadcasts on the air next week as we'll have lacrosse action to start off the week, and then we'll be at Desert Hills for Friday and Saturday. That's going to do it for us here at Snow Canyon, at the Snow Canyon Invitational. We want to thank you for joining us this weekend. It's been Wasatch High School Baseball on 94.5 The Peak.
You've been listening to High School Baseball on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.